Teaching philosophy statement. My name is Alfredo Mendoza, and I grew up in a small community town of Coalinga in Fresno County. Growing up, I lived in a trailer park community where I witnessed a variety of people and their upbringings. Living in a small town, it was apparent to see the social influence I had on myself as well as the living conditions of the people around me. While there were unpleasant experiences growing up, I still had an optimistic view of my future and the career I wanted to pursue. Growing up in an area where there were a huge handful of low income families and field workers, my community had a hard time making a simple living, but there were lots of children around to socialize with and connect with. Having those connecting experiences with the kids from my neighborhood developed my interest in pursuing the teaching career I desired. Not only were my external influences a factor in my motivation, but my own family, specifically my nieces and nephews, encouraged and inspired me to continue my journey. I was blessed with a big family. I am an uncle of nine nieces and nephews, for which I am able to learn and witness child development. Another factor that influenced my journey to becoming a teacher came from a personal level of development. Because I was determined to transcend my home life and possible future success, I come from a family that had little experience with academic education, let alone a citizenship in a country that was new to them. My parents immigrated from Mexico to give themselves as well as my siblings and I an opportunity to live and attain a prosperous lifestyle through education. Coming from the hardship, it became a personal ambition of mine to allow others to have access to an education that will allow them to change their circumstances and overall knowledge about opportunities in the real world. It's also an understanding of mine that for some, school and education is a way to escape and cope with adversity in their home life. For me, that is what school was able to provide, as well as a way to connect with them and learn from others. Many of my educators were role models to me and taught me the benefits of being a teacher. Being motivated, sorry, I lost my spot. There you go. Being motivated and teachers believing in me created something I wanted to be. To be a role model for students and push them to be better than what they ever thought of being, helping those with a helping hand rather than bringing my students down. I believe all students should be included equally in education regardless of their background or home life, especially if they are more than dedicated to excelling their knowledge to open more opportunities for themselves. The people I grew up around with made me who I am today. My personality, kindness, determination, and willingness to be there for others have brought me a long way on my journey. I believe academic experience allows students to find their passions in life, allowing them to figure out what works best for them and what they desire for themselves. It was an opportunity I took in school for those same reasons. Using my own experience from being in school as well as observing others, it allows me to create my own style of teaching to demonstrate the skills and knowledge I have obtained. Universal design for learning is one way I would assess my classroom to help every individual have equal opportunity to learn in a flexible manner. It supports the values I have to give each student an opportunity to prove to me that they have learned from the products I offer them to do and assess what they know, not what they do not know. Giving students standardized tests is not my book to assess students what they know. When creating a lesson, just like the 5E lesson, I want to look at the end result, the evaluation, and think about what I want my students to gain from my lesson. Projects, presentation, groups, and interactions with a rubric in place for the students to follow are just a few ways of gaining students' understanding. Growing as a teacher is vital. Therefore, self assessment from my students will be crucial for my self reflection on where I need to improve. And here on the left side, I have our, what people said, our classmates. It's good. And I agree with that. We were relying heavily on the script. Products, one of our options was a calendar. So we kind of like changed a lot of our assignments to be discussions. That's some of the modifications we had to make. I agree with that, making the font bigger, because a lot of people do have visual impairments. Yeah, I also agree with this. In our actual like full lesson, we did um, go more into like depth about our vocabulary, but we just had to like cut out a lot. Yeah, in the end, it did end up cutting off. On our end, it ended up being good, but I don't know what happened through YouTube. I do remember talking about it, the procedures for what to do for our products. That's it.